I would rather not have kids than pass cancer on to them, because I would not want them to have to go through what I did.
I still feel very guilty because I was very spoiled when I was on treatment. I was always showered with gifts, and my brothers, they weren't, so that's a terrible thing to pay so much attention to one child and not the other two. And even more so, less attention to my middle brother, because he was a middle brother and they usually get overlooked anyway.
It's not to say that there weren't more positive times. During the 5 years that I was on treatment, I went to a camp for kids with childhood cancer and their families, and I really got a lot out of that. There's a lot to do there. It's great for families to get away and try and forget the problems of cancer for a little while. I got to go to California and skate with the Mighty Ducks, which was a wish from, I think it was the Make-A-Wish Foundation or something like that. They usually give you these when they think you're going to die, so they're don't give them out too often.
We went to Florida, Disney. We basically went on a credit card because, I mean, if we waited a year, we didn't know what would happen. You'd still be here. So I'd rather be in debt and go than not go. It's just to save the money, and you didn't make it. It's something I couldn't do.
Every year I go for a checkup at the hospital here in London, and usually about a month or a few weeks before, I'm usually pretty stressed out because for some reason I think it's going to come back.
Today I'm getting my yearly checkup. I'm usually always pretty nervous before I get it done, because as much as I'd like to believe that I'm free and clear, even after 10 years, I still find that in the back of my mind, I believe, even though I don't want to, that it's going to come back. I get to see my doctor, have my blood taken, things like that, get reassured that I have about as much chance as anyone of getting cancer again. And I'm seeing my doctor, Dr. Kearney. She was with me from the start. She's a great doctor.
What?
I couldn't thank her enough for all the
We'll try. So how are things?
They've been pretty good. Been a little stressed out with school and work lately, but I'm still paranoid as ever.
Yeah. Well, in some respects, I think a little paranoia is not a bad thing, because then if something doesn't feel right, you'll let us know.
Yeah.
Too
it just
much.
Seems like sometimes, like sometimes even when I get a cold, or I think I have a slight temperature, that I think it's back.
The likelihood of something coming back at this point is as close to zero as it can get. I wouldn't be leaving you a year and a half between visits if I was worried about that.
Okay.
And I treated you longer than the protocol showed, because I thought it was going to come back. And I was wrong, and that's a good way to be wrong.
Well, I'm definitely glad 10 years later that I'm still here.
Yeah, no, I mean, I am not worried about something coming back.
It's now been 10 years since that happened, and I've been in good health ever since. If there's one thing that living through a disease like this has taught me, it's that every day is a gift, and you should live every day as if it's your last, because in my case it could have been.